Hello, and welcome to One Cool Thing, PC Mag's daily show where we show you one cool thing which we are testing out here in the PC Mag Labs. I am Sasha Segan, this is Matt Buzzy. Now, if you are watching us live on Facebook, please ask questions, make comments. Social Pete here will read them out to us. We will have a real discussion about desktops, laptops, phones, anything that's coming up in the future world of electronics that we may or may not know about. If you are watching us later on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Today we have the hottest, freshest tech for you. This is tech that is just out of the oven. It smells like fresh bread.
Hot off the presses.
Yeah,
Sasha.
it smells like it's got that delicious kind of cake.
The whole
scent
office
to
smells
it.
nice. It's a feature. It's a pro in our review. It's oven baked, fresh out of the oven.
Yeah. So this laptop was announced today, right?
Yes. This is the first time we're able to talk about it. Ooh. As far as review opinions, of course.
Yeah.
Then here it is. This is the Samsung. Popular company, you may be familiar with Samsung, the Notebook 9 Pen.
Okay,
Now,
I know this is one of 3 new laptops they're announcing today,
yeah,
right?
They got a whole line of them. This is the pen focus one. Obviously, the stylus then has a big part to play.
Right.
That means it is convertible to fill in with its convertible and non-stable mates. So this is there's one SKU, $13.99. That's it. That's all the options. No configuration as far as RAM or storage or screen resolution or anything, which is kind of nice sometimes to get. Just no confusion, no.
Also, it means that it means that you can actually talk about the price of a product. This is something that happens on One Cool Thing a lot, especially when we're talking about PCs and laptops.
Yes.
You start talking about the prices of things, and then it's like, oh, well, this desktop PC can be between $1,800 and $9,000.
Yeah, hard to nail down the unit we have versus the one you could build, or the one
Exactly.
someone else could build, depending on budget.
But this is a $1,400 laptop.
nailed down, no questions, no questions asked.
Okay.
There, yeah.
So let's talk about this $1,400 laptop. What does it do? What are the basic specs inside?
So, basic rundown. It has a new the KB Lake R, so it's like 8th gen, but not really. It's not the Coffee Lake that has not hit laptops yet. That's coming in the spring.
Does R stand for really?
Really, KB Lake.
Really?
Yeah. So there's the refresh KB Lake. It is. I say that, but it is a noticeable improvement over actual KB Lake. So there's that. But it's an i7. It's clocked at 1.8 gigahertz, which sounds low, but there's extra cores, so it all balances out. It's much faster, especially for media tasks. 8 gigs of RAM. 256 gigabyte SSD, both of which sound a little low, but that's actually the standard, surprisingly, for every other competitor in this price range.
Okay.
Between 1,100 and 1,400, you tend to get that much.
Is that upgradable at all? I'm
No.
not seeing much in terms of an upgrade here.
Pretty sealed.
There's something weird going on over here.
That's the stylus, Sasha.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that in a minute.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
The pen, the S Pen, which you may be familiar with.
Spen.
The Spen. You love a good Spen.
Yes.
This is a convertible. One thing that my main knock is the material, and I actually thought it was plastic at first.
It definitely feels like plastic.
Yeah, it's a magnesium alloy called Metal 12, according to Samsung. Yeah, I don't know. You sound skeptical.
Is Metal 12 actually plastic?
The world may never know.
Okay.
They claim it's a magnesium alloy that can be both light and durable. It is very light. It weighs 2.2 pounds, I believe.
It is both slim and light.
It is slim and light. That said, the competition in this price range, which mainly our editor's choice, is the Lenovo Yoga 920. It's super thin and metal and has that cool looking hinge.
And it has Lenovo keyboard.
And it has the nicer keyboard. It feels more quality. Same for the XPS, the Dell XPS 13 2-in-1. Same for the HP Spectre. All of those are convertible, and they just have more premium builds. And this is the most expensive of those, except the 4K Spectre.
So let's talk about the keyboard here.
Let's do
look,
it.
I did a convertible
Look
thing.
at you.
So we're talking about the keyboard here. The keys are nicely sized, nice throw. They feel a little surfacey.
A little surfacey, yeah. They're a little they're not bouncy, but they have a lot of movement.
Okay.
And the Surface keyboard, that's a good comparison.
And I see we have a fingerprint sensor
Yeah,
here.
built right on in. Usually that's either like on the side or built into the touchpad, but they just integrated it right into.
And the touchpad is sensitive, not too large.
No, it's good. It feels nice to scroll. It's like plastic also. Well, plastic also, but it feels nice.
Right, is it a Metal 12 touchpad?
It's probably a Metal 12 touchpad as well.
Okay. Let's pop up to the screen here.
Yes.
What's our resolution? It looks like it's nice and bright in the bright lights.
It is nice and bright. I have outdoor mode on right now so that we can see it here in the bright studio lights. Yeah, it's a 1920 by 1080. It's an HD screen. It looks a little better than that. Samsung, as I said in my review, knows a thing or two about making displays, whether on a TV or on a phone.
Yeah.
They kind of know their deal.
Not OLED though.
Not OLED. It does, but it looks nice. It for HD, it looks almost like it's better than HD. But
Yeah.
it's again, that's something you might expect a QHD or better. But again, this price range, all the competitors except for the souped up Spectre, which you can get in 4K, and I think the Yoga 920 you can get in 4K also, are more like $1,500, $1,600. So a couple $100 extra if you want the 4K.
Let's start taking some questions.
Yeah, please.
How would this handle the Adobe Creative Suite?
Depends what you're doing. Any
I feel like an i7. would
Yeah, an
handle it
i7's
fine.
good for the 8 gigs of RAM. Might leave something to be desired, but the processor for that stuff, you can see our benchmarks. It was one of the faster machines. It shares a processor with the Yoga 920. It's the i7 850U. And
I would say 8 gigs of RAM. You just want to work on one thing at a time. That would be the
yeah,
case.
and if you're crunching through certain things, if you're doing anything that relies on a video card, not so much. It's
Right.
integrated graphics. It's now because it's the new generation. It's not Intel HD graphics. It's Intel UHD graphics now, and that means next to nothing because performance is still integrated graphics level, and you don't get if you're gaming, many frames out of it. If you're doing 3D intensive stuff, not the fastest way to do it. Get a discrete machine because that's the way to go.
Another question out there.
So what's the ideal user for this?
This is a throw it in your bag, take it on the go. If you need to do work that's more than word processing, and that could be done on a $500 laptop. If you do want to run through some programs, you could do some Creative Suite stuff.
Except,
Sasha has a caveat.
Except, we have to talk about why someone might want to get this and not the penless alternative.
Right.
Why? What do you do with
What do you
this?
do with the pen? Well, you'll notice as you did that, you got the very familiar, if anyone's used a Note 8
Oh, man,
or
yeah.
a Galaxy Note from Samsung, it's the same menu. You can do some cool stuff with the pen. We'll say now, the Lenovo also has an optional pen.
Oh!
So that's not the most unique proposition.
Lenovo!
Lenovo. This does come with it, so there's that. I think the active pen on the Yoga is like $60 extra, but the Yoga is also like $50 or $60 less than this laptop to begin with. Therein lies the price difference.
Another question.
So our review says the price is $13.99. Is there any other configuration of it, or
It's
is that
just the one SKU. This is what you get. The other laptops they announced do have multiple SKUs. There's kind of a different price and size range for those. But for this one, for the pen, Sasha's going to take some hot notes real quick here.
I'm gonna note some notes.
So when you pull the pen out of the slot, which is spring-loaded, also it's easy to put in the wrong way and get stuck in the slot, so that's a bit annoying. The pen, it's spring-loaded, it pops out. When you pull it out, it brings up that little radial menu. You have the ability to make a new note, to view your notes, to screen capture. There's a cool thing which is also on the Note 8. You can grab a selection of your screen and turn it into a GIF. So if there's a video recording in the background, you get like 15 seconds of record time, and you can turn it into a little animated GIF, and that's kind of fun. That's good for memeing, if not for serious work, because I can't really think of a good scenario for real work where I want to send a GIF. But it's fun. I'm very curious what Sasha's curious.
Yeah, I'm just taking notes
writing,
on this
just messing
thing, and
around.
it's just a case of it's like with my Surface Book, which is my beloved actual laptop. That this is a device that if you're the kind of person who takes notes or sketches, this is the kind of you would want to take notes. You could take notes or sketch on it. Now this pen here. Pressure sensitive, tilt sensitive. Does it work in third-party applications?
I don't know if it's pressure sensitive. Actually, that's a good question. I don't believe it is.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Yeah, it's pressure
pressure
sensitive.
Okay, take it back.
And tilt sensitive, yeah.
But yeah, so
But
for
does it work? Does it work in like Adobe?
I believe so.
Okay.
If you don't plan to use the pen a lot, that's obviously a big that. It's enough of a feature of the system that it makes it into the name of the system.
Yeah, if you don't plan to use the pen a lot, and you're interested in the system, get the one without the pen, which costs less.
Right. Yeah. So that's the way to go. So the thing with this is, I rated it a 3. It is good, as our scale says. That is good. That is a good rating. There's nothing wrong with it per se. I don't really like the quality feel for this much money. I think being metal.
There's just a heck of a lot of competition.
There's a lot of competition. Most of it's nice. Most of it's functional. It is fast, but in addition to the stuff I mentioned, one big knock is the battery life, and it's fine. It's 8.5 hours on a rundown test. The Yoga 920 lasts for 22 hours.
because it does all that yoga.
It does all the yoga.
It has
it has so much
stamina.
energy.
Yeah.
So there's that. Even the Dell XPS lasted for about 11 hours. The MacBook Pro lasts for like 16. So I mean, yeah, 8.5 hours will get you through maybe a work day. But you kind of that's one of those things. If you take that in the field, you're going to be watching the battery.
And also that's 8.5 hours not running Photoshop.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. We run a video playback on our test, but in some ways that's more intensive than what you'll do constantly.
But like you're cranking Photoshop filters, that's 5 hours.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not great. It'll be fine, but for some that lasts literally twice as long or more, it's hard to recommend picking that, and it's more expensive again.
Yeah.
It's the most
Let's take
expensive
another
one.
question, then I want to do ports because I love ports.
He loves his ports.
Oh yeah, both of the questions were actually about ports.
Great, let's do ports first.
Love to
let's do ports.
answer your port questions.
Okay, so on the side here we have a proprietary power connector, HDMI. What appears to be a Thunderbolt USB-C.
I believe it's just USB-C.
Let me see. It's got the little.
Does it have the lightning?
It has the little.
No. Oh yeah,
tiny little lightning bolt.
tiny lightning bolt. It does. You're
Tiny
right.
little Thunderbolt.
When you're right, you're right. You do like your ports.
3.5 jack. On your other
Not
side
courageous
here,
enough.
we have a USB-A, a micro SD card slot, and some microphones.
So all of your bases are covered with these ports. There's not like a ton of them, but there are pretty much everything you need. They didn't go the feared USB-C only route, so that's always appreciated. So yeah, not really much missing.
And that USB-C Thunderbolt, that can output to a display if you want to.
Yep, you can support extra displays on this. So if that's something where you need to like pick this up and pop it into a conference room and run whatever you were running, there's that. Should we talk benchmarks just real quick?
Yeah. Let's scroll down.
Stack
and
it up to the competition here.
Let's look at some of these benchmarks.
Get in there.
Woohoo! Okay.
It was the fastest boy on the PC Mark.
Well, that's
fastest
good.
boy in town.
That's your standard workload.
Yeah, but it traded blows with the Lenovo for the multimedia stuff, basically between that and PC Mark. So they have the same processor. So
yeah, I mean the thing is, like,
watch.
these are very similar.
Yeah.
This and the Lenovo are very similar with the 1.8 gigahertz most recent Intel processor. And one thing I want to point out here, by the way, is all of you watching this by now know not to pay attention to processor clock speeds. But this is just such a perfect showing of why you couldn't pay attention to processor clock speeds. If all you saw was Core i7, and all you saw was the clock speed,
you'd be like, why wouldn't I get the MacBook Pro or the Spectre?
No, you'd be like, oh, a 2.7 gigahertz Core i7 in this Spectre X360.
Score.
That must be twice as fast. So not true.
Yeah. The new efficiencies of the newer generation with the more cores. There's 2 more cores in there. That adds up to a lot of speed.
Yeah.
As you'll see on the 3D chart, don't do it.
No.
Really don't do it. The MacBook Pro is the most capable because it has that Iris, which is a little bump up from the Intel integrated, but none of them are equipped for gaming or heavy 3D work.
Oh my goodness! Once more, the older generation Intel chipset in the Spectre X360, it cracks me up. Okay.
Yep.
You turn heaven onto Ultra and you get one frame per second.
One whole frame per second.
Every second, a new frame.
A new
for you.
frame. Wow. That's inspiring when you put it that way.
But yeah, no, you're not going to be gaming or VR.
No, yeah, low lift stuff, some 2Ds. You can probably play some Hearthstone, maybe some Minecraft on some very low settings, but it's not meant for gaming.
Play Minecraft on your phone.
Yeah.
So. Any more questions out there? Okay.
Also, I think that's all the bases covered.
So we have, this is the, what is this called again?
Notebook 9 Pen from
Samsung. Samsung Notebook 9 Pen. It's $1,400. We gave it 3 stars. It's okay. You can do better. Better is the Lenovo Yoga 920. I'm smacking it because they say it's made out of metal 12.
He put the air quotes in. That's how you know he's serious.
And that is one cool thing for today. We will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, live on Facebook with another cool thing for you. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Consider coming over to Facebook. We love talking to you folks.